We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Each one of you is welcome. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Sex act is just a play. No effort is needed on your part. If you want to attain to the valley orgasm, then let there not be any effort, just a play. Just start playing with your beloved or your lover. Go on playing. Feel each other. Be sensitive to each other. Just like small children playing, or just like dogs playing, or animals playing. Just go on playing. No thinking is needed about the act, what to do, how to do. It may happen, may not happen. If it happens through playing, it will certainly lead to the valley more easily. On the contrary, if you start thinking, then you are already ahead of yourself. Thinking goes ahead of you, ahead of the time. Doing is a part of time, like playing is a part of time. This moment. Thinking is not of this moment. Thinking belongs to the moment that has not yet existed. Thinking is always ahead of yourself. You are playing with your beloved, but you are thinking of sex act or what to do next or how to do it. Then the playing is false. You are not here. The mind is always in future or something which does not exist. And this mind will always move in future or in the past. When you are in a sex act, the mind is thinking about how to do it, how to finish it. It is always ahead of you. Do not allow this. Just play and forget about the sex act. It will happen. Then allow it to happen, and it will be easy for you to relax. And when it happens, just relax, be together. That togetherness is most important and nothing else. Then be together, be it in each other's presence, and be grateful and happy. Negatively, something can be done. For example, you get excited, you breathe fast, because excitement needs extra air, and the fast breathing. For relaxation, you don't need to breathe fast. Excitement needs fast breathing. For relaxation, it is good. It may be helpful if you deep breathly, not fast, but slow, breathing very easily, being at ease, then and only then the sex act can be prolonged. Do not talk, do not say anything, because saying or talking creates disturbance. When you are saying something or talking, it requires the mind. Just use the body. Use mind only to feel what is excuse me, only what is happening. What is happening and thinking are two different things. Do not think, just feel what is happening, the warmth that is flowing, the love that is flowing, the energy, the energy that is encountered in this process. Just feel it. Be aware. And that too should not make a strain. Float effortlessly. Then and only then the valley will appear. And once the valley appears, you are transcended. How long you want to remain in this act? According to 7-year cycles, it is said the life moves in 7-year cycles. By the time the 0 to 7 is the cycle of innocence or 0-6. 7 to 14, it is auto. 14 to 21, it is you begin to understand the other. Then 21 to 28, it is the most fertile. 28 to 35, the period of settlement. 35 to 42. And by the time you attain the last cycle, 42 to 49, you should have transcended sex. That is why in according to the Hindu culture, after the age of 50, the next cycle begins when you are out of the family life and you enter into different realm, transcendence. So by the time you attain the age of 49, sex should have been completely finished, transcended. But you do not know the very science of it, how to engage into it. Only when you realize the valley means the relaxed orgasm, the valley orgasm, it has already transcended. Then sex will not be there. Instead it will become meditation or samadhi. That is why it is said that during the moments of sex you experience two very important things. Three specifically, two are more important: the timelessness and egolessness. These are the very essence of meditation and samadhi. So there is a direct semblance between samadhi and sex. If you understand and you go into it properly, then you will be able to enter into it and attain to that state very easily. But our civilization is a training how to become unreal, We are not allowed. And Tantra, on the other hand, is a reverse process. When you are going into Tantra or feel interested in it, you must start with the word. The word itself gives the meaning. The meaning is it comes from the two separate words, Tantra, the body, and Tra. The essence of it is transcendence beyond the body. All the sex organs and everything is part of the body, but the culture has made it part of the mind. There was a scientist called Delgado. He was doing research on rats, and what he did, he used the electrodes and placed it in their brain and started giving this signal, and those signals were given and they were having the orgasm. So, but that orgasm is not the one that will transcend you beyond that. And the number of that suggestions were so strong that it was difficult for rats to survive. This was, you can go, and I think his first name is Arthur Delgado. He did the research on these, what is the particular name I do not recall at this moment. Tantra is a reverse process, how to prevent yourself from becoming unreal. All that society teaches you to become unreal. And if you have already become unreal, how to touch the reality which is hidden within you, how to contact it again, and how to become real once again. The first thing to be understood is how you go on becoming unreal. And once this process is understood, many things change automatically, immediately, and vanish as well. The very understanding becomes the mutation. Man as such is born undivided. He is neither the body nor the mind. He is born undivided, one individual. He is a body-mind mechanism. Even to say he is both is wrong, but it has to be said in the present context. Body and mind are two aspects of his being. They are not divisions, not separate from one another. The two polarities of something which we call life. Life, just as magnet has two polarities, north pole and the south, north and south, but these are not divisions. The polarity means there is an inner connection between the two. The magnetic field flows from north pole to the south. So these are not divisions. Instead, it is better to call these as polarities, energy, or anything. You may call it XYZ, ABC, but body and mind are not separate. They are the very process of civilization, education, culture, and conditioning begins with division. First divide. The very process of civilization, education, culture, conditioning starts with division. Everyone is taught he is two, and then of course one begins to be identified with the mind and not with the body. That's why it is said man is mind. The very thinking process becomes your center, and thinking process is just on the periphery. It is not the center, because you can exist without thinking, but you cannot exist without the center. Once you existed without thinking, thinking is not necessary for existence. If you go deep into meditation, you will be, and there will be no thinking. In a state of deep meditation, you will be, but no thinking. If you become unconscious, what happens? You will be, but not thinking. If you are given an anesthesia, you will be, but no thinking. Your heartbeat, when a person goes into surgery, he is given an anesthesia, and there are certain monitors which are monitored, the pulse rate, the heartbeat, and if there is a fall in any of these, that becomes the concern of the doctor. So during that state, unconscious state, in a state of meditation, now unconscious state is beyond your control. The state of anesthesia is not in your control. For certain reasons you are put into that state so that a surgery can be performed on you. But meditation is on you. It begins with you. You decide to go into meditation, and then a state comes in deep meditation when thinking disappears. When I am talking to you, the words are flowing. Mind is being used as a mechanism, but there is no thinking. As far as sentence is concerned, after some time that also happens spontaneous. No thinking is needed how the sentence has to be performed. When you are speaking in the normal day-to-day life, no thinking, it just happens automatically. But when you are in a specific conference or something, you prepare points and then you want to stick to all those and you speak within that. It happens when I begin the talk. Before the talk begins, before the session opens, I do not know what is going to happen, what is going to be said. All I know that we are speaking on the sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, that is all. It begins, the energy takes over, the sentences are beginning to overflow spontaneously, and that is the beauty. There is no restriction of the energy flow, it's just flowing. So thinking process is just on the periphery, as I mentioned, during the important aspect of life, which is meditation. Thinking is no more there. Meditation is the disappearance of thinking process. When you are unconscious, thinking is not there, but it is not in your hand to enter into unconscious state. It can happen because of any reason which the physicians might tell you, or certain things. Anesthesia is a state which has been brought upon you by giving the anesthesia to perform a surgery to correct certain things. So once you existed without thinking, thinking is not necessary. In deep meditation, unconsciousness and anesthesia, you will be there, but there will not be thinking. Moving into deep sleep, again, you will be, but there will be no thinking, because deep sleep is a state of total relaxation, and when you wake up from that, you are refreshed. But deep sleep is also an experience of death. Thinking is on the periphery, your being is somewhere else deeper than thinking. But you are being taught continuously that you are two, body and mind, and that really you are the mind and you possess the body. Body is under the influence of the mind. Mind becomes the master and body becomes the slave. And you go on struggling against the body. This creates a conflict, it creates a rift, it creates a gap, and this gap becomes a problem. All neurosis is born out of this gap. All anxiety is born out of this. So next time when you feel anxious, you feel stress, all this is because of the gap between the body and the mind. Mind becomes the master and body becomes the slave. Your being is rooted in the body. You breathe through the body. All the important systems are in the body. The breathing system, the circulatory system, the digestive system, the excretional system, all these are in the body. Your being is rooted in your body, and your body is not just something separate from existence. When you breathe, you are connected to the cosmic, to cosmos, to existence, and the air comes into you through the method of inhaling, and through the exhaling it goes out from you back to the existence. You are being rooted in your body, and your body is not separate from existence. When you were a fetus in mother's womb, you were connected through your umbilical cord between your solar plexus, navel, and that of the mother, and through which you was being nourished. When that connection is severed, consciously you have to create your own connection with the existence. That's why it is said, mother from Sri Aurobindo ashram, someone asked her, she said, do you think the energy that I get or I have comes from the frugal meals that I eat? all those people who are spiritual within, they will feel tremendous energy within, and it does not come from the food alone. Even in the normal way, for digestion, the air mixes into the food, and that helps in the completion of the digestion process. So a part of the existence comes into it. When you know that the body and the mind are not separate, the center is the body, and you have discovered this center, then you can say that I do not get the energy from the frugal meals that I eat. Your being is rooted in the body. Body is not separate from the existence. It is part of it. Your body is the whole universe. It is not limited, finite. You may not have observed it, but try to observe where your body really ends. Where? Do you think your body ends somewhere? Your skin's end? Do you think that your body ends with the end of the skin? If the sun, which is far away, just goes dead, you will be dead here. All the lives will vanish. If sun rays stop coming, you will be no more here. Your body cannot exist without sun being there, so far away. That is why when the body lacks certain things, you are given a particular kind of vitamin, which is vitamin D is given to you. Because of the lack of vitamin, if you are not exposed to the sunlight, the skin starts thinning. Then the physicians prescribe you vitamin D, or probably D3. So it has a direct impact. Your body cannot exist without sun being so far away. The sun and you are deeply related. Sun must be included in your body, otherwise you cannot exist. You are part of the rays. In the morning you see flowers open. Their opening is really the rising of the sun. In the night they close. Their closing comes with the setting of the sun. They are just rays, the sun rays that are spread out. You exist here because they are so far away. Sun exists. Your skin is not really your skin. Your skin goes on spreading. Even sun is included. Your breathing, you breathe because air is there. The atmosphere is there. The atmosphere is full of air. Each moment you exhale and inhale, you are inhaling the atmosphere in and out. For a single moment, there was no air. If for a single moment there is no air, you would be dead. That is the reason when you are traveling in a plane, a certain atmospheric pressure is maintained, because at that height the oxygen is less. So when you are doing the mountain climbing, the oxygen is less in the atmosphere. You have people start feeling gasping, so they have to carry the oxygen cylinders with them. Even in the plane, when atmospheric pressure changes, automatically the mass drop, the oxygen mass drop, and each passenger is to use it. If your breath is your life, then what does it mean? The entire atmosphere is part of you, and you are part of that. You cannot exist without it. So where does your body really end? Where is the limit? There is no limit. If you observe, if you go deep, you will find there is no limit, or the limit of the universe. Where does the universe end is your body. That is why two words are used, microcosm and macrocosm. If you go deep, you will find there is no limit, or the limit of the universe is your body. The whole universe is involved in you. So your body is not just your body, it is the universe, and you are grounded in it. Your mind too cannot exist without the body. If the blood does not reach the brain cells, or when blood goes, it is mixed with the air, oxygen, and then it reaches to all the parts of the body, including the brain. Without that, it cannot function. So it is the body that is more important, but unrealistically you have been infused that it is the mind. That is what the unreal is. Your mind too cannot exist without the body. It is part of it. Mind is a process of body. Not the body is the process of the mind. Divisions are destructive, and with the division you are bound to be identified with the mind, and it is only through the mind you can be controlled. It is difficult to control the children as much as it is easy to control the minds. So what happens? They are brainwashed, and that is what is happening. They are brainwashed, and a different kind of a brain is developed into them, which becomes your identity. A religious identity, a social identity, a political identity. Opposition politician can never see anything good in the politician who is governing the government, running the government, can never see, because his mind is trained to look against everything. I have heard a man was a mystic. He had a great recognition, and people used to respect him, but his wife had never acknowledge that. So every time it used to happen, she never bothered about how many people come and how he advises, and the life of the different people changes. Because remember, under the lamp there is always, in the surrounding, within a certain circle radius, there is darkness. So one day he decided to do a miracle. So every time she used to say, what kind of a saint, what kind of master you are, you cannot perform any miracle or anything like that. So one day while the wife was outside in the compound of the house yard, he flew and went flying over the house. The wife saw and she was very impressed with that. When the husband came in the evening, he said, what kind of saint or a mystic you are? I saw a mystic, he was flying across the sky over the house. Oh, so you like that? Really, that kind of a master it should be, you should be that kind of master. Oh, really, you like that? You know who it was? Who it was. But certainly it can't be you. He said, yes, I was that. Really, you were that? Flying over the house? Yes. That is why I knew that it must be you, because you were not flying straight, you were flying crooked. Because when the plane flies, it goes with an angle and then like that. So why you can't fly like that? Why you have to go this way? So that is how it goes on. You are always identified with the mind. You think. Without thinking, life cannot exist. All that is important happens without thinking. Yes, thinking is an important dimension as far as the outer world is concerned. But for inner world, thinking is not necessary. Only this much for this morning. Until we begin tomorrow, take care and do have a pleasant day.